I'm a big fan of the Bowflex, so much that I even have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to working out on it. The Bowflex has a big problem though. The resistance of the power rods just isn't as advertised, and sometimes for heavier weightlifting routines, it just doesn't stack up. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can upgrade your resistance way beyond what's advertised and do so very inexpensively. Now this machine behind me here, this is a Bowflex PR1000. It's $500 and comes with 200 to 210 pounds of power rod resistance. If you want to know more about it, you can check out my review here and also linked in the description. Now I compare it to the Bowflex Blaze and conclude that ultimately the PR1000, while it's a great value, without any way to upgrade resistance, you could be disappointed if you're really big into weightlifting. Other than that though, I think it's a really good fitness machine. Today, I'm going to show you how you can upgrade this machine. And the first thing you can do is you can add more power rods to it. But wait, the Bowflex site says you can't do that. I think that's a ploy to get you to buy the more expensive Bowflex Blaze. The PR1000 has the exact same rod box, but part of it is blocked by this little piece of metal. By removing it or bending it back, you can add more power rods and then you're good to go. Now, if you want to go this route, make sure your rod box looks like mine, and you could even ensure the install works using your existing power rods before you buy additional ones. So that's kind of cool, but I think I've got a way better way to upgrade this machine, and you can do so and add more resistance than what would be offered by just a single set of additional power rods. And that's with elastic bands. The resistance the power rods supply is a lot like an elastic band. The more you pull, the more your resistance goes up. And so I researched and tested a lot of different products and tested many configurations, and I'm really happy with this setup that I'm going to show you here today. So let's go ahead and check it out. Now I've run these elastic bands through the crossbar, and then to use them, all I have to do is just clip them in. When I do an exercise, they stretch and it adds more resistance. It's really simple and it just works. Now this unlocks a lot of exercises that you couldn't do before, especially when it comes to legs. The leg press on the Bowflex was just really ineffective. There wasn't enough weight to it. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. So I weigh 160 pounds. Leg press with less than 160 pounds is generally going to be pretty easy for me. And this machine does not offer 160 pounds of out-of-box resistance. So after adding the elastic bands, though, I've got quite a challenging exercise, and the same goes for squats. For all this leg stuff, you're going to need the strap here that goes behind your back. It just clips right in and you're all set. This particular one is adjustable and runs about $40. Now, if you have an older Bowflex, you might already have one of these straps, and that's great. If you have a newer machine though, it doesn't come with it anymore, and you have to buy it as a separate attachment. And I'm also testing a couple other back straps that are not adjustable, but they're less expensive. And so I really like all these products that I'm showing you here today. They're inexpensive upgrades, and I think it's money well spent. So there's links to all of them in the description field, and purchasing them is a good way to say thanks, as I get just a little tiny referral fee for doing so. And another way to say thanks is just by giving this video a like. I really appreciate that too. So I've been talking about legs here for quite a while and how the added resistance is good for them, but it's also really good for high weight, low rep routines for your upper body. And this is especially great for chest press and lat pull downs. Now the out of the box chest press they show you in the instructions on this machine just isn't very challenging. I can probably just crank out 50 reps of that. And yes, the bands are near the bottom set of pulleys, but they also still work through your top set of pulleys, which is really great. And you can use them for things like lat pull down and tricep push down and whatnot. So if you're looking to add more resistance to this machine, I would really consider purchasing some of these elastic bands. These ones that I've linked below are only about $20, and I've done 6 or 7 workouts with them, and they show no wear at all on them. Now I've tested some other bands that have snapped and a couple other type of bands here, and they just didn't really work out well for this machine. So anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about how you can install these on your machine. And the first thing you have to do is you have to remove these caps at the end of your crossbar. And once those are off, you should be able to see right through it. And mine has a couple screws that run right through the crossbar, so feeding the bands through it can take a little finagling and is a little tricky, but once you've done it, they're all set up and you're done. Now I've been able to feed them through without tying it to a stick or a rod or something, but that's another option if you're struggling to get them through. And that's it, you're done. All you have to do now is just clip the bands onto your handles when doing an exercise, and you are all set. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, consider commenting, and also consider subscribing for weekly Bowflex workouts to show up right in your feed. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to others, and thanks for watching.